5, 4, 3, 2.
Tier 1 performance.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of In and Out Talks. We are here with a very special guest, Phil Matulia, brother of Mitch Matulia. Phil, go ahead and tell the folks back home, who you are and how you came about, how you ended up at La Tech, and what you're up to.
Yeah, of course. Phil Matulia here. Like Jordan said, brother to Mitch Matulia, from Houston, Texas. Played baseball at Louisiana Tech. Played 5 years there, COVID year, and then played a little bit of indie ball on top of that this past summer. And now I'm residing up in Arlington, Texas.
All right. So, what kind of got you into baseball? Was it your dad? Was it your brothers were playing, or like what kind of? How'd you get started? Now I know I've known you since you were like this tall,
right?
And then now you're taller than me. So, but like, go ahead and tell us about your baseball journey from when you were a kid.
Yeah. So. A little bit of all that. You know, my family comes from a baseball background.
Right.
Mitch, my dad, all of our uncles, cousins, everybody played baseball. So I kind of knew that that's the path that I was going on. And we played everything growing up. Me, Mitch, and Joe. We swam, football, baseball, basketball. I even did a year of wrestling, soccer. Like we tried it all. And it just turned out that baseball was my dream, my love, and I kind of pursued that.
Yeah.
And it really helped me out. Got a scholarship to go play at Louisiana Tech. Went there, started, played a little bit my freshman year, and then we actually had a tornado come through in Ruston. So we kind of had to practice and play some games at the local high school field. But and then new stadium built, hosted a regional in 2021. Went to the Texas regional in 2022. Kind of had a down year this past year, but then I got to continue on my dream and play some indie ball.
Oh, we're definitely gonna dive into that. But going back to let's start with high school, right? So you went to St. Thomas. I almost said University of St. Thomas. You went to St. Thomas High School,
yes.
Right here in the Heights, right? How'd you like it going to an all-boys private school? Like, how was the baseball environment there? Do you think it was really good? Did it prepare you for college?
For sure. Yeah, no, I think the competition was awesome. We had some guys that we played in our district. Shane Boz was in our district at Concordia, and he was a first rounder. So the competition was superb. I think academically also it prepared me for college. Very good academic school, and it was just really an opportunity I couldn't pass up. My dad working at the school, I was able to go there and get an education and play some really good baseball.
So you were a catcher though while you were at St. Thomas, right?
Correct. I started my freshman year. I made JV, and then I was an in shortstop. And then
you made JV as a shortstop.
Yes.
Okay.
My freshman year of high school, we played. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
Growing up, you play every position.
Correct.
Sort of, you just rotate around. Made it as a shortstop, and then there was an outfielder that got hurt on varsity, so I kind of got pulled up a little halfway through the season. Played varsity left field my freshman year. Continued, played center field sophomore year. And then started catching junior and senior year.
So what made you go to catching of all things, right? Because we know you have wheels, we know you have a cannon, but like, what made you do catching? Because it kind of seems like shortstop, outfield, we can correlate. Hey, let's just stick them behind the plate. Like, what made you do that jump?
I was kind of talked into it by family and friends, just kind of getting me like this is the fastest route.
Was it this guy?
Yeah,
this guy talked him in.
Mitch included. Fastest route to the big leagues, right? That's what they always say. Catcher, there's not a lot of them. Nobody really wants to do that. Everyone wants to pitch.
I think it's the hardest freaking job.
For sure, yeah. It's one of the hardest jobs in sports. And I think being a left-handed hitter, having a really good arm, I think that's you're projectable in that aspect. And talking to scouts and coaches and stuff, and they thought that was the route I
Should take.
should take for sure.
So walk us through the recruiting process for you. Like, what was it like? Just starting to get noticed. How did you get schools to contact you? Did they contact you? Who'd you play for? And then, like, how did it lead up to your decision to go to play at La Tech?
Yeah, so I was sort of a late bloomer. So I'd say I didn't really start getting recruited until my junior year summer. Well, I take that back. Junior year spring.
Okay.
So high school spring season, my junior year, I started getting talked to by Texas State, Louisiana Tech, and Southern Miss. Those were really the only three schools that contacted me. I took a visit to Texas State, and Joe, my brother, was going to school there at the time, so I knew a little bit about it. I liked the campus, liked the school, and then I went on my visit to Tech, Louisiana Tech, and I loved it. I loved the coaching staff. I loved the atmosphere, small town vibe, smaller than San Marcos at Texas State. Never really pursued Southern Miss just because I went into school wanting to do engineering. So I knew that Louisiana Tech was probably the right spot for me at that aspect. And, I loved everything about the school. So I committed just before, at the beginning of summer, my junior year going into senior year.
Well, clearly it panned out really well for you.
That's right, yeah.
So how did they start noticing you? Did they come watch you play a game in high school? Did they watch you on your select team, your travel team, or did you go to a camp? Did you reach out? How did that come about?
Probably, honestly, all of that. I never attended a camp, but so my high school coach, Ryan Lusto, was roommates with Jerry Zulli, who was at Louisiana Tech at the time. He was their recruiting coordinator. And they were college roommates, and they played baseball at UNO together, University of New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
And so that was kind of the connection there. And he told him, come out, I have this catcher. He's not really getting talked to by too many teams. I think he'd be a good addition, blah, blah, blah. And so he came out, watched for a game, and then basically made an offer. He was just like, yeah, he can definitely play. So
all right, hell yeah, I understand that. So let's go through your collegiate career, right? You played 5, 5, and then
5 including COVID year.
Including the COVID year, right? So go ahead and walk us through each year.
So came on campus my freshman year, not knowing what to expect, had no idea. I knew a little bit because of Mitch having the D1 experience, so he kind of filled me in. But, came in as a catcher. We had a really good senior catcher at the time. So I knew I wasn't going to get too much playing time early on in the fall. I was just basically immediately a backup. And so I knew my playing time was going to come from either DHing or somewhere else at the time.
How did you, when you walked into campus, like, how did you feel, like, as far as, like, skill-wise and player-wise? Like, did you feel like you were one of the better players, or did you feel like you're in the middle or on the younger side, the lower end, like, on that team? Like, how did you walk into
Yeah, I felt like I was prepared, and I was sort of middle of the pack, but I was above average for a freshman, right? So I felt like I could definitely compete for a job in the lineup somewhere. Right. But I didn't feel like I was going to be an everyday starter, per se. So it was really, the fall was just a grind, trying to do inter squads, getting those reps, trying to learn as much as I could from Chris Clayton, who was the catcher at the time. He was amazing teacher, amazing coach. And I can't give enough credit, to the coaching staff at La Tech at the time. It was Lane Burroughs, our head coach. And then, Lane Burroughs. Yeah. And then later on, Gaspard came in, and he was our hitting coach. But so, to continue on freshman year, didn't get a lot of playing time, some. Actually, my first collegiate start was at Arkansas on Friday night. Yeah, University of Arkansas, Chris.
You were at Baum Stadium?
Yeah.
I love that place. Yeah, that place gets rowdy.
Yes, no kidding. And Chris had gotten food poisoning Thursday night. Oh. It's a funny story. So Chris gets food poisoning. I had no idea. I show up for breakfast Friday morning. We have our practice at Baum Stadium.
You're
Thursday
taking
night.
it easy, chilling, huh?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm just like, I'm going to catch some bullpens today. Maybe get rowdy in the dugout, whatever. Show up, and one of the outfielders on the team came up to me at breakfast. He's like, "You ready?" I was like, yeah, I'm ready to, catch bullpens.
Obviously. I can do this in my sleep.
Yeah, I'm ready. Like, well, I don't know how ready I need to be for that. He's like, no. He's like, are you ready to play? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, you're starting tonight. I was like, get out of here, what are you talking about? He's like, no, Chris was throwing up all night. He just went to the ER to get like an IV and stuff.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh. And then, of course, one of our assistants comes up to me. He's like, hey, you're going tonight. Like, you're starting. I was like, okay. All right. It's getting real. Real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm in the lineup.
It's been exciting.
And then, of course, we're facing a second rounder that year, Isaiah Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ended up getting picked up second round, and I go for 3 with 3 Ks. So it was a really
Hot
good
start.
Yeah, it was a really good first experience for me. I was really excited about that. But all in all, freshman year ended up going pretty well. Got some playing time, and then we roll into that's when the tornado came through Ruston. Was the end of my freshman year. It was like before our last series. We weren't at home. We were traveling to Rice. And
go home, everything's just destroyed.
Go home, everything destroyed. We ended up playing our last series against Western Kentucky at Ruston High School. And
it's got to be brutal.
So then the whole following fall that's 2019, we're practicing at Ruston High. And, I had thoughts about the portal, going into that year.
Yeah,
so I was
just no one wants to be playing in that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to. I was like, okay, yeah, I probably will start. Oh, and then actually on top of all that, I had knee surgery that summer.
Okay.
So going into my sophomore year, I had knee surgery. It was just some broken cartilage in my knee. And so I was kind of recovering from that, doing therapy for that, and just thinking to myself, I don't know if I'm even going to play. I have to recover from the surgery. We don't even have a stadium. Just all of this kind of played into it. Turns out I stayed. Best decision I ever made to stay at Louisiana Tech. Went on. So COVID happened. We got, I think, 15, 17 games in, something like that. Yeah. COVID washed the whole season. So then we come back still at Ruston High the next fall because they're still finishing the stadium.
Well, at least you didn't waste a year playing at Ruston.
Correct, yeah.
All right.
And then go into, and I know that we're going to be really good that year, 2021. Like, we had a bunch of guys coming back. They all took their COVID years. We had some guys pass on the draft. So I knew we were going to be really good and ended up hosting a regional in that 2021 season.
Yeah, how was that?
It was
unreal.
The best experience ever. Getting to hosting the conference tournament, one, in the new stadium, and then making it to the championship game. I actually walked off Southern Miss at home.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I was screaming.
That was the semifinal game, so we had to beat them twice that day because we lost to Southern Miss 2 days prior, and we had to beat Western Kentucky, had to beat Southern Miss twice in one day. In the morning, we walked them off. Steele Netterville walked them off. Hunter Wells scored, and then we played them again that night, and I came up, 3-2 count, outs, bases loaded, down by one.
Smoked it.
Just what every kid dreams of.
Yeah.
Got a base hit to right center, scored the run, 2 runs.
Walk off, baby.
Walk off.
That was back when you had the flow, the main.
Yes. Yeah, I had the long hair.
Yeah, for those of y'all could probably go back in social media and find it, but Phil had the mane of a god. And he just had a massive flow. Probably helped him throw like super hard.
That's right.
Hit very
and run fast.
Yeah, run fast. Now he's super slow because he shaved it all
That's
off.
Right. That's right.
So,
I know.
But it was dude, I remember those moments. I remember Mitch calling me. I remember seeing it all over social media, watching and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Phil. Because I don't think I'd seen you since you were a kid. Because remember, I went to Rhode Island, and then I think the last time I saw you was we were at the Dynasty, and you were hitting with your dad in a bucket.
Yeah.
Back when your dad was a little more aggressive,
Yeah.
And so I mean, you had to be 5, 6 in the 8th grade, and then 10 years go by, and I see Phil Matulia hitting this walk off, and don't even recognize you. Look like a man first off.
Yeah.
You had a mane, and when last time I saw you had no facial hair. You were a kid, and I was just like, oh, he's 6'1". He's 215 catcher. Just absolutely confused, right? And so no, it was awesome seeing you advance through. So that was your junior year, right?
Yeah, and by this time, so after the knee surgery, I moved to the outfield, back to the outfield where it all started in high school.
Yeah.
Stopped catching, never caught again.
Was that your choice?
Sort of my body's choice, if we want to say that. I don't think I could have lasted a full season as a catcher. And I always was fast.
Yeah.
I lost a little bit of that speed when I started catching. Went back to the outfield, started speed training, and worked out great. I played outfield for the next 3 seasons, so 21, 22, 23. Played a little bit of first base.
That's right, because I remember we did some speed training with you at La Tech.
Yes.
And then, I know Mitch was weighing in on that as well. And, yeah, you had your typical outfielder body, like not catching whatsoever. I remember asking Mitch, I was like, what's he doing catching? Whose idea was that?
Not mine.
Yeah. Allegedly. We'll have to review the tape. But so then going into your senior year and your 5th year.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you had a regional. You went to another regional. Is that
Correct.
Up in Austin, right?
Yeah.
You were there too. Tell us about these so-called fans of yours called Phil Sexuals. What's going on with that?
Yeah. So after the 2021 year. This little group called the Phil Sexual started by Mitch Matulia and Joe Matulia, and they
co-founders, huh?
Correct. And they came to the games and just got the fans going. Really, that was their job.
What would they wear?
They wouldn't wear anything. That was the key.
That's the
they
kicker. That's how we turn the heads, right?
Yeah, nothing waist up. So they're shirtless. Just getting rowdy, getting everybody going, getting the fans into it.
Saw some jean shorts, some tight jean shorts going around there, fellas.
So that was the key. No, they were awesome. They, they'll be wrestling legends forever for sure.
I quite literally can't get the picture out of my. So, but for those of you who don't know, we'll post a couple pictures or tag some links to it. Make sure you ask your parents first. You can watch some of that stuff.
Yeah, parental advice.
Yes. So what ended up happening at the end of your career at La Tech?
So yeah, like you said, wrapped up 2022 in the Austin Regional. Another really good year for us. 2023, a little bit of a down year. Lost a lot of guys from the draft. And then post-college career, I was trying to keep on playing. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to play at least one season of indie ball and just see what happens. Nothing happened with the draft. And then so I had a few options to go play indie ball a few places. And I just settled on the this league up in Michigan.
Right.
It was the,
Did you get recruited to go up there, or did you just reach out to a couple people? How did that process go about?
I kind of had to reach out, and then they kind of got back to me about it. So they were, they were interested. Looked up college stats, stuff like that. Needed an outfielder. Went up there. They were about halfway through the season. I kind of signed as a free agent, and it was the Utica Unicorns. That was our team. We were in Utica, Michigan. USPBL, yes. So, United Shores Baseball League. And went up there, played half season. So I played 17 games in the regular season. We went 2-15.
Oh.
So they were in first place when I showed up. I showed up, went 2-15.
There's got to be some sort of correlation.
Yeah, no kidding. But everybody makes, so it's just 4 teams, small league, 4 teams. Everybody makes the playoffs. We were the 4 seed, and then we ran the table in the playoffs, won the championship. I actually had a really good year. I think I hit 320. I hit 1 bomb, so I got 20 on the year. I had 19 my senior year in college.
Yeah. Got
my 20th up in Michigan. And I think it was a really good kind of cap on my baseball career.
So did you know going in, this was it? This was pretty much it for you?
There was thoughts for sure. I knew that this was most likely it. I never knew for sure until I was kind of done playing, started applying for jobs, and then nothing was happening, no phone calls, until I started working in Dallas at my day job. I got a call to go play for a summer, or winter league in California, I just told him like, hey, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
It was a good cap on,
So how does it feel not playing baseball anymore? Like, how do you feel like your career ended? Did you end it on like a good note, or like you've come to terms with it, or you still miss it very much? So
yeah, no, I never had regrets in any sort of way. I think I thought I ended on a great note. Had a good last season up there.
Yeah.
Won a championship, so ended as a champion. And I just I thank all the people that helped me out every step of the way.
Yeah.
And they were able to influence my career, my life, and
Yeah.
it was really a joy for me.
yeah, and honestly, that's lucky for you to be able to do that, because most athletes, it never really ends on a good positive
Right.
note, right?
Yeah.
So that's absolutely awesome, and like it's truly amazing, because like you've come so far in baseball being such a huge part of your life, all of it, and it's almost like cold turkey quitting an addiction. Like, now what do I do? Well, you move on, you go to part of society, you go and get a job. So what are you doing now?
So I work as a tax consultant for Ryan LLC up in Dallas.
So what was your major in college?
Accounting.
Accounting?
Yeah.
Okay. And you ended up getting your MBA because you had that 5th year, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I was able to get
Education
my MBA.
pays.
That's right. I was able to get my MBA paid for, and I was able to get that finished actually while I was playing indie ball. It was all online, so I was able to wrap that up.
Absolutely. And you got engaged.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
To Summer, when you're watching this, Mr. and Mrs. Netterville, and Steele, of course. Congratulations, right? But no, yeah. So now you're living up in Dallas.
Yep.
Do you ever do you watch baseball? Do you ever go back and play a little bit? Do you ever swing it, throw the old dragon's egg? Like, do you do anything, or are you just cold? Done.
No, so I kind of eased myself out of it. Obviously, I watched baseball when it was wrapping up with the Rangers. That was really fun to be in Dallas, and then the Rangers win the World Series. That was cool. But I'm going to coach. Bowden is Summer's cousin, and so he's going to start playing baseball here in the spring. He's wrapping up his basketball season right now. Mm-hmm. But when he gets going, I told him I would help out, come and I talked to the owner of like their facility and their team.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come and help out, coach a little bit,
Yeah.
and because I love the game. I don't want to ever be fully out of it. I think that the day that happens, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
couldn't even stop your grandfather.
No. He's still a part of it. Yeah. So our family, it's in our blood. We gotta be a part of baseball, but. Before I went after our season ended in college, and before I went up to Michigan, I was given lessons. I actually did a camp in Ruston.
Okay.
It was the Phil Matulia Skills Camp. So I had some of the teammates.
PMS.
Yeah, exactly. I had some of my teammates come and join and help me out, and we put on a little camp. We had a lot of guys out there. We had about 80 kids show up, so it was a really good turnout.
Oh, wow, 80 kids. Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a part of going back. I'm doing a little backtrack. Going back into your collegiate career, you were sponsored by you had NIL deals, right? Mm-hmm. You were one of the first to ever have it, especially at Ruston.
Yeah.
You were part of that that turnaround point where players are now getting paid, and you had your own Barstool hoodie, which I still have to this day. I still rock it. But how was that? How did that? Did it affect your play style? Did it put more pressure on you, or were you just enjoying it and having it, and it was nice to have the extra money, and it felt like you deserved it, earned it? What was your thoughts around the whole process of that?
Yeah, no, I don't think it affected me whatsoever. I really enjoyed it. I think it was more so. I was given to the community, like ticket sales, like to the university, stuff like that. They were coming out. I was a part of the team. I would arguably the best team in Louisiana Tech history, hosting the first ever regional.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And I was a pretty big part of that program.
One of the faces of it, yeah.
Correct. And so I think it was just really good for local business owners. Shout out Rob Owens, Bovines, and the Rev. That was my main NIL deal. And it was just a way for me to give to the community, him to give to me, sort of thing. And like you said, I had some Barstool merch. It was my silhouette, my face with my hair and beard, with the 12 in my beard.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. We kind of had our local Barstool guy hook up with Mincy with Barstool.
Yeah.
And so we got those made, and no, it was just really cool. It was, obviously having the money in my pocket was nice, but no, it was a fun experience. NIL, it was just the beginnings of NIL and Ruston, really. So I was one of the more influential guys in that aspect.
Yeah, it looked like you were having a blast.
No, I was. It was fun.
So, can you go ahead and describe for like our high schoolers that watch this or people that want to get recruited, what was the biggest difference you saw between going from high school baseball to college baseball? Probably
two things. Number one, personally, I think the weightlifting aspect. So having Mitchell in my life helped for sure in high school. Just having that mentor in the weight room,
knowledge,
telling me, teaching me different things, different workouts, plans, eating right, running, different things I needed to do in order to prepare myself for college baseball, because it's a whole different animal from high school to college.
Yeah.
So just getting in the weight room and not doing too much weight, but just getting yourself moving and doing those lifts.
Right.
And you don't got to push yourself too much with the weight because you don't want to get hurt that early. And like you'll get with a strength coach in college, obviously, and he'll teach you even more and then get you to load that weight up. But definitely getting the weight room was a huge difference. And then number two was velocity. So pitchers in college are throwing, in high school, like I said, we faced Shane Baugh, so he was ramping it up, but on average you're facing 90 and below.
Yeah.
In college, that you don't really see below 90. I think 90 is like your minimum usually, except for the crafty lefty or someone that comes in. So just adjusting to that velocity was a huge part too.
What about the accuracy and the pitch? Different types of pitches.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, high school pitchers, some that even can throw hard are just trying to get in the zone, and they don't really know what they're doing. They're just throwing.
Yeah.
Whereas college pitchers, they can throw 95, but then they can also dot in, dot out, dot down in the zone.
Right.
So they put it where they want to, and that was a major difference as well.
So if you were to continue coaching, right, and you were to give advice to a high schooler on how to better get recruited to play college, what would you say? I
would say practice every single day. I mean, throw as much as you can. Take ownership in your throwing process, in your cage work. Get a routine. So I always had a routine where I would go tee to front toss to machine or live, whatever it may be. But tee is sometimes viewed as such an elementary, baseball mechanism, hitting off the tee, right?
Yeah. But everyone.
Pros use it, it's like that should never be undervalued. Hitting off the tee is it's such a big,
fundamental. It's necessary. You need
it. Necessary, and the ball's sitting there, and you can put it wherever you want. So it's like a BP thrower isn't going to throw it in every single time. So if you need to work on that inside pitch, like you're getting jammed a lot, put the tee there, and then get your hands inside and drive it.
Yeah.
So I think just having a routine. Like I said, getting in the weight room, your sophomore, junior, senior year of high school, getting in the weight room, getting more comfortable with lifting, doing what you can there, and then, just practicing, getting in the weight room, and then getting exposure. So going to camps, look coaches in the eye and shake their hand, firm handshake, stuff like that. Be responsible. Don't do things that are uncharacteristic of yourself. Do things necessary for your baseball career.
Yeah. What were some of the top things that you learned being at La Tech, as far as baseball skills wise, or maybe about the game in general, or it could be a life aspect? What were some of the biggest things you learned, or the takeaways that you got from La Tech?
I would say my baseball IQ. So we talk about baseball IQ, we mean knowing the inner parts of the game.
Correct.
Because when you're looking at it from the fans aspect, you don't know what is actually going on, from the field level. So Taylor Young is a perfect example of this. Yeah. Taylor Young was a 5'8" middle infielder, average arm, above average power, fast, but not the most projectable guy ever, right?
Probably not.
Probably not. But his baseball IQ is off the chart. His drive is off the chart. So stuff that he can control, not his size, but just like his mental aspect of the game, off the charts. And like he taught me so much of, stuff to do in the game that can affect without those physical limitations. So it's, back picks, timing back picks, just stuff that you wouldn't even think about. Like he was so smart and was able to change the course of a game.
Off a simple adjustment. Just
simple things. Yeah. Like and he just made it so easy. Everything was so slow to him. Whereas coming in as a freshman, everything's so fast. You're like,
right?
Oh my God, he's throwing 95. Like, what do I do? The guys are running so fast. Whereas him, it was just slow.
I think that's a good point because, like, honestly, my baseball IQ skyrocketed when I went to college. When I was in high school, like, I quite literally thought you could not teach me anything more about baseball.
Correct. Yeah, that's what a lot of guys think.
Yeah,
myself included.
Yeah, like I was like, dude, you come in, I'm a stud from high school, right? You might teach me like something like maybe on how to hit, but like you're not gonna teach me about the game itself. And I was like so wrong. Like just stealing bases is different, right? It's not about just like I talked to you when we were working on it. It's not just about like how fast you can get there, right? You got to time with the pitcher. You're reading off the pitcher. Most catchers are going to throw sub 1-3.
Yeah,
they're gonna throw hard, and you got to read the pitcher. Look for cues on what pitchers are doing, right? If they have a tell, if they have a back pick, or like reading as an outfielder, reading certain hitters' swings. Like guy takes an absolute G hack. You're in right field. Odds are he's not going to slap it down the line.
Yeah,
shift over a couple towards that gap, making simple adjustments. Like. IQ like that stuff, making adjustments off of like one take and kind of like T.Y. and he's a stud for it because he's still in the minors, still killing it.
Yeah, and like you said about stealing bases, that inside part of the game, whereas a fan will say like, okay, oh my gosh, he just stole that base. Well, it's like, why did he steal the base? Okay, it's a 0-2 count and he just threw... 2 sliders back foot, and he swung at both of them. Oh, what's going to come next?
Yeah.
Probably a slider. So you're going to take that back.
You're going to take it on a slower pitch. He probably had to drop to his knees, rush the throw,
so it's
whatever.
Just all that things, learning that type of stuff. Like I'm sure I made countless mistakes of stealing on a 3-1 pitch, like
fastball, right?
Yeah, it's like okay, why? And then coach has to stop practice. Like, what are you doing? You know, a fastball's coming. This is our 3-hole up. Like, why
would you do that?
Yeah. So it's all that,
and that's a really good point. So now we're out to this segment where we kind of like to say like name one of your favorite baseball memories, and then one of your favorite things that happened to you in college, like one of your favorite stories.
Okay,
we'll do 2 at a time.
All right. So
I know you got a lot. You went to La Tech.
Right. So I would say my favorite baseball memory for myself is probably walking off Southern Miss, we talked about earlier. Just an absolute wild night, walking them off twice in that day, getting to the conference championship. Yeah, no kidding, especially the rival, because Southern Miss is our rival. Just an awesome night. And just
great
crazy atmosphere. Yes.
Great to be a dog.
That's right. But my greatest experience at school, I would say, would just be kind of all the locker room stuff. Like, I don't know if I could really pick one thing other than that walk off, and then hosting the regional the next weekend. That was just amazing. The fans
came out. Time to be alive, right?
That was the best time ever in school, right there. But just all the locker room stuff, playing ping pong, just shooting it up with the guys, like just having a good time. Really, that was the most fun experience.
I will say this: like when watching you guys play, after me and Mitch got back together from our 8-year hiatus, and we're making the trips down to Reston to go see you. I will say, like, y'all's team had such superb chemistry. Like everyone was bought in, everyone was on the same page. Didn't matter who was playing, guys that came off the bench, pitchers, coaching staff. Y'all were all very cohesive. And like in a game where it's very eager, it's very easily like happens to a lot of teams where like an ego can just come in and just ruin the whole thing, or cliques can come in, and y'all's chemistry is so good together, and like a lot of people don't realize that. It's another thing about the IQ. If your chemistry is together, the baseball is amplified.
Yeah,
like the
you're
level
playing
you
for
can
each
play.
other.
Yeah, exactly. And I always say this. I was like, usually in the playoffs, it's not the best team that wins; it's the hottest team that wins. And when your chemistry is together, your chances of getting hotter as a team go up exponentially.
For sure.
Right? And I think watching y'all, and I was like, dude, these guys are just having fun, getting after it, like. The country bacon shoving it, he's not even topping 90, but he's cased throwing no hitters out here, and like everyone's getting rowdy, like you hitting a bomb or Ty hitting a double, making a third steal going big yard, like everyone's getting upped, implemented. I mean, like even making the solitary routine plays, like energy, love all around from the field. I mean, like that is something that I honestly miss the most. Playing with my team, because I felt like we had that chemistry for a couple of years, and then I've been on teams where like clearly we do not.
Yeah, and I think that was honestly other than the new stadium, that was one of the great things that came out of practicing at Ruston High for really 2 years straight. We were able to get together. Like, we didn't have a locker room. Everyone had their car as a locker room or their couch at their house.
Yeah, y'all grinded together.
We grinded together. Like, we went through all that together. It was miserable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. It was terrible. And we just got through it together, and we knew how good the team was, and that we all stayed there, stuck together, and it, for the best.
Yeah, and honestly, it was an absolute pleasure watching y'all play, dude. Well, Phil, I mean, love to have you on again, and we'll get you on another time, I promise, but I really appreciate you coming out to us all the way from Dallas, all the way back to H-Town. I don't know how you ended up in Dallas when you're a Houston boy, but please come back, and dude, appreciate you coming in.
Of course. Thank you.